What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Camelia. I'm a day trader, content creator, and I wanted to come on here because I haven't made a video in a while. It's been a few days, so I wanted to come here and update y'all on my month. Y'all, I'm up 9 grand this month, trading only NQ. I'm gonna pop my P&L up on the screen somewhere. I'm up 9 grand using the same system and process that I've been using. And we have a whole week and 2 days left until this month is over. So I'm already knowing I'm gonna hit over 10K this month. I'm gonna show y'all how I've almost hit my monthly goal trading one system, one process, using supply and demand. I've been trading supply and demand this entire month. This entire month of September. September has been a bullish month this entire month. It's important to just lock in and follow your own system, your own process, and your own rules. Because whoever said September was a bearish month, hey, the trend is your friend. Trade what you see, not what you think. And NQ has been making all-time highs day after day after day. Yeah, we have our bearish days, but I'm all bull on NQ, and this is how I got to where I am. This is how I got this P&L this month. And I've mainly only taken buys. I think I've only taken one sale this month, maybe two, but definitely no more than 2 sales this month, because I understand that it's counter trend. Staying with the trend is a more higher probability setup. I want you guys to understand the importance of doing a top-down analysis. This is why the top-down analysis is important. It goes a lot deeper than just getting on the time frame that you're looking for your supply and demand setup, right? And just finding a setup and taking a trade. It all has to correlate and make sense. I'm going to show you guys how I got my bullish bias this month and why majority of the time I'm normally looking for buys. I want to bring this up a little bit. So before I get on the charts, I want to order something to eat. I was going to go to a game today. Ended up not going. I also was going to go out for a little bit. Decided not to go. I'm picking up my camera and I'm recording a YouTube video. And I just wanted to just keep back testing the market and just prepare myself for the week ahead. I'd rather do that than go out. So I am rewarding myself with ordering in, because I definitely would have spent way more money tonight than this ordering. So yeah, that's just what I do. Part of me wants a steak. So I'm going to figure this out. Let me figure out what I'm going to eat. And then while that's on the way, we're going to hop on the charts. All right, y'all. So I'm on my charts and I'm going to walk through exactly how I do my top-down analysis, because I think this is the part that most of you all need to understand that you have to have included once you get into your smaller time frames, right? Doing your top-down analysis is how you figure out the exact trend that the market is going to go, right? Reading these time frames allows you to understand the story that the market is telling. Reading these candlesticks is like reading a language, you know what I mean? Like, it tells you a story, and if you are patient enough to read every single time frame, once you get down to your smaller time frames, you won't be confused on what the trend is. Once you have a trend, you now only have one bias, okay? Knowing the trend gives you your bias. If the trend is bullish, your bias is to take longs, to take buys. If the trend you see is bearish, your bias is to take shorts or sells. Understanding and finding your bias is very, very important. And once you have a bias, you then have something to stick behind, okay? You then can know what you're looking for. So this is my daily time frame. I've been buying all September. I want to just first walk y'all through what gave me my buy bias for this month. Why was I so confident in the longs this month? So let's do a quick bar replay. I'm going to go all the way back to September 1st. If you look at the overall trend of NQ had been moving up bullish. It's a bullish instrument, right? It moves bullish year after year, so on and so forth. So I understand that that's the overall trend, but if price is going to continue that bullish trend, it's the same thing we even look on our smaller time frames. The same 4-step process even applies to the daily time frame. And if you wanted to trade a daily time frame with this strategy, you could as well. The same idea can happen as long as we're consistently making new highs. Looking at this from the daily time frame perspective, there's a breaker structure here, right? This is in August. Price broke structure. Price pulled back to a higher time frame demand zone, right? We're in this zone, and if price can hold this zone, it's a high chance that the market could continue pushing up. And then obviously there's also another zone behind here as well, right? If price can hold these zones, then the market could potentially continue to push up. All right. So that's my thought process. And I know you guys have heard it that September is a bearish month, right? I was hearing that all August. Get ready for sales in September. It's been bearish year after year, and not sure where that came from, but everything you hear, you have to take it with a grain of salt. Okay, you want to trade what you see, not what you think, not what you hear others saying. But you want to just simply trade what you can see on your chart. So I can see a bullish trend on my daily time frame. Yes, we're starting to a new month, but if price can consistently make new highs, right, I'm always going to be confident in the buys. Okay, so September 1st, let's play September 1st candle. So this is September 1st and 2nd. And I remember this day like it was yesterday because this was a Tuesday and I got faked out for buys on this day. I got faked out on the buys on this day. I tried to buy and price came and wicked me out, and I actually took a loss on this day. And I'm just like, why? Like, NQ is bullish. Not sure why the market wants to sell, but you know, it is what it is. So I reset, I took my L, I learned from the loss. Sometimes you can be right, but your timing can just be off. And I feel like that was just a situation that I was in on this particular day. So I lost on sales on that day. So from that day, I had marked this trend line, right? I see these 3 touch points on my daily time frame. And even though I can hear the noise about the bearish market, in my head, I'm just like, okay, if price can hold this trend line, then I'm not even going to focus on the sales. I'm going to focus on sales if price can follow my 4-step process. If price breaks structure lows to the downside and started breaking structure to the downside, okay, then I'll open my eyes up to sales. But just because I got a little wick here, I'm not going to just switch my buys to sales. So weeks continued, took a few buys, took some wins, took some losses, price is buying. And as you can see, day after day, price is buying, right? We have red candles. So we have some indecisive days. We have some bearish days. But overall, price is consistently moving up bullish, right? So I know this is going on my daily time frame because I'm doing my top down analysis every single morning. We wake up a new morning. Price is still expecting that trend line and making new highs. Price plays new candles, right? The month continues to develop, right? We're consistently making new highs. And I feel like this month just really shows trade what you see and not what you think. So many times this month, people have anticipated the market to reverse. People have anticipated, oh, the news is saying this, these numbers are saying this, we have to come down. The market doesn't have to do anything that it doesn't want to do, right? It beats its own drum. All we can do is just follow the lead and literally just keep our focus on the screen. Trade what we see and not what we think. All right. So as I'm going through all these time frames every single morning, right? I'm going through my daily look, right? I'm looking at my 4-hour time frame. I'm seeing the bullish trend every single day, right? I'm looking at my 1-hour time frame every single day. Yeah, there's hours where you get this harsh drop, right? And then price recovers, right? You get a harsh drop and then price recovers. But the trend is your friend, y'all. The market does not move in a straightforward pattern. It moves in a wave, right? So you're going to have bullish days. You're going to have bearish days. But overall, what direction is the market going? And that's all I could see this month. So every time I showed up to the charts, I only made sure that I wanted to look for buys. Okay. And as I'm going through all my time frames, now looking at the 30-minute time frame, you can see the same exact pattern. The market is not going to move up in a straightforward motion. Same with the 15. All you're getting is more data on a screen. Okay. And as you're getting more data on the screen, all this stuff becomes irrelevant to you. You know what's happening. You know the higher time frames are moving up bullish, right? So then just narrow down your thought process. Once you get down to your smaller time frames, I personally like the 5-minute. I get down to my smaller time frame, and this is random, right? I'm randomly looking at this right now. I know if I want to buy, even though I see this sale coming, right? I know what this is on the higher time frame. I see this sell right here. But does that mean I'm going to focus on my sales just because my smaller time frame is showing me the sell? No, I'm also knowing what my higher time frame is doing. So if the market can give me my breaker structure to the upside, right? This is when you simply apply the 4 steps, find the trend and know the trend. If market can continuously break structure to the upside, then I know I can potentially take buys at some point in time. And that's all I did for the entire month. Just came to the market every single time, every single day, and waited for that breaker structure to the upside. And when it gave me movements like this and didn't break structure to the upside, there was just simply no trade for me for that day. All right, so I'm going to go over the trade on Friday that I took real quick. And the reason why I want to go over this trade, because this trade I feel like was a great example of the trend is your friend. All right, so this is Friday. What do I see on my screen? I see a bullish trend, right? I know my higher time frame is bullish. I've done my top down analysis. I can see the daily time frame. I see the bullish trend on the 4 hour. I see the bullish trend on the 1 hour, and so on and so forth. And then now that I'm down to my 5-minute time frame, if I want to take buys, all I need to do is wait for price to break structure. It's like a train stop. When the market is moving in a wave, when the market is moving up or down, it doesn't matter. When the market is moving in a wave, these demand zones are your train stops. These are the areas in the market that you're looking to get in order to anticipate price to come up and break the previous high, right? That's why the breaker structure is so important. When you get that breaker structure, it's like the buyers are signaling, hey, get ready. We're going to come back. You have price break that structure, and you just simply wait for price to come back down to your zone. And this is the area you're looking to get in to then take it to the next high. And you just literally repeat that same process over and over until the trend breaks, until you get a breaker structure to the opposite way. You also have to understand, because we are trading on a smaller time frame, right? You may get breaks of structure to the downside on the smaller time frame while still respecting trend. So I'm going to show you all what something like that looks like and why it's super important to just simply stay with the trend. So let's look at the trade that I took on Friday, and I want to show you all what happened after I took the trade on Friday. Okay, so Friday, all I needed to see was price break structure. This is the high on my screen. We're trading current price action. If price can break structure to the upside, okay, I will then find a zone. Once price get a break of structure, I will then mark up my zone. Okay, so let's play these candles just a little bit. We finally get a break of structure. All right, now that price is broken structure, all you do is simply find a zone. Once these zones and stuff set up, I'm telling y'all, they're so simple and easy to catch. You just got to be patient to wait for all this to play out, right? It took waiting for all these candles to wait for something like this to happen. And this is still not the entry on the trade. This is just a break of structure, and this is just giving you a zone. Once you have your zone, you then have to wait patiently for price to come back and tap that zone. This is not a see a zone and get excited and click buy. No, we still have to follow the same 4 steps. First step is find a trend. Second step, we wait for a break of structure. Third step, we wait for price to come back to our zone that we're able to mark up. So let's play these markets and see how the day played out. And if you notice, it took 5, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, if we're counting this candle, for this candle to come back and tap our zone. So you have to have patience in these markets. You have to be able to withstand seeing this, right? You have to be able to withstand seeing the market move up and look like it's leaving you, okay? This is not where we want to get in. Our train stops are at our zone. So if we wait for price to come back and tap our zone, we can then take that as an entry. Why? Because the trend is our friend. We're going with the trend. We're using these train stops. This is just a dip in the path. That's all this is. This is just a dip in the path. Okay? Once we dip into this area, I know I can now take buys here. If the market invalidates my zone, that's where my stop loss will be, and that's where I will look to get out the trade, because the market is not respecting my trend. Okay, I don't want to see any of this. That's what that is. when price breaks my zone. That's why it's invalid. If price is going to hold, I need to see it just simply hold my zones without breaking below them. Okay? So now that this has happened, I can confidently take a trade here and be confident in that. All right, this is the trade on Friday. Beautiful way to end the week. Okay? So then let's just say you missed this trade and you wanted to take another trade and see if the market would give you another opportunity. Same idea, wait for price to break structure, see if it can hold a zone. Very large zone here, but let's see if it can hold the zone. If it does not hold the zone, if it invalidates that zone, then there's just no trade. All right, so we see the market doing its thing. It came down and invalidated, but it looked like it was trying to hold it here. Something like this probably would have faked me out for real in real life. I probably would have tried to take a position right here. Then you see how it came down and invalidated the zone. Let's see what the market decides to continue to do. So it decided to continue to drop. So you see how that change of character has happened. We were once trending up bullish. This is the 5-minute time frame now. We were once trending up bullish. And then we came down and broke structure to the other side and started trending the other way. This is a sign that we are getting a change of trend. Okay? But you have to not forget what time frame we are on. You have to not forget that our daily time frame is super bullish. Again, waves in the market. Waves in the market. There's always a bigger picture. We may break structure to the downside, but we have bigger waves in the market that you just cannot see if you have not done your top-down analysis. Okay, so if we zoom out, even though price has gone low, if we zoom out, this is still an overall bullish trend, is it not? We just got a slight heel on the way to our target. Because I know what my higher time frames are doing, I now know that seeing this sell trend develop, I need to understand that it is a counter trend setup. What does that mean? That means this is just a pullback from a higher time frame. Okay? And when price is pulling back, does that mean you cannot now switch your bias and take sales? You can. But when you understand that counter trend trades have a lower probability of playing out, you may feel like it's necessary to just sit out on that trade. You know what I mean? Like, it's not important for me to take that trade. I don't need to take that trade. I'd rather take something that I feel more confident in. I want to take something that is going with the trend. I want to take something that just I feel better about, versus trying to be the first person to show up to the party and say, hey, I want to be the first person a part of the sell-off, when you can just focus on the trend. So let's see what these markets actually end up doing. And if you notice, price starts coming back up. We break structure highs again. And price continues its beautiful bullish trend. So as you can see, the buys just continuously it just keeps playing out. We just keep making new highs over and over and over and over. So the main thing I want you guys to learn from this month is just don't forget the trend is your friend. And I think a lot of people think it's cliche. They don't take it seriously, but this is what will save your trading. This is what will change your trading if you just lock in and just say, you know what, let me practice just taking trades following the trend. Yes, you can eventually, get a little saucy, start taking counter trend setups, start, being a little bit more pro-like in your trading. But it's just like, for right now, we're trying to lock in and get consistent. If you're trying to consistently learn how to win, give yourself a set of rules. And I'm telling you, it's going to change the game for you. So that's just a little sprinkle insight on how I was able to have a beautiful month this month, how I was able to take buys all this month and be confident in the direction. Okay, we have a new trading week starting on Monday. Guess what? I'm still going to be looking for buys on Monday. Are we high? Absolutely. But what is high? You know what I'm saying? These markets can go as high as they want to, and you nor any man can tell you how far it can go. All we can do is just follow it. And that's really about it. It's literally about it. I'm excited for Monday. And I'm just super curious to see how the rest of this month is going to go. So if you guys want to join me, I trade live at 9 a.m. in the mornings. And all I do is get there and look for the same system and process. The part about the live training that I love the most is that you guys are able to see how it really looks to patiently wait for a setup. When you wake up and get on the charts, there's not always going to be a setup present right then and there. A lot of times you may have to wait 30 minutes. You may have to wait an hour, right? You may have to wait 2 hours sometimes. Being on the charts and knowing what you want to see happen is a game changer. And a lot of times we're approaching the markets and we don't even know what we want to see. We're just willing to just go with the flow of whatever the market is doing. You see a candlestick move up red, move up red. You see a candlestick move up green, you're buying. You see a candlestick move up red, you're selling. You're just clicking buttons and just going whichever way the market goes. But we're not being patient and taking the time to read the markets from the beginning to the end. And from beginning to end, I mean the daily time frame to the time frame that you're looking to trade, to understand the direction. And once we understand the direction that the market is going, it becomes even more simpler. It becomes easy because we know what we want to see. And then you can apply a set of rules. And if the market doesn't follow those rules, you can easily know that there's no trade here for me. And if it does follow those rules, there is a trade there for you. So I'm excited. I'm very, very proud of myself for sticking to my rules and sticking to this supply and demand thing, because it is truly changing my life. And it's not even that it's supply and demand. What's really changing it is that I've finally gotten to a point where I am so locked in and I'm so tunnel vision on my set of rules and what I got going on. I'm not worried about what he doing, she doing, they doing. I'm just focused on me. And once I started doing that, I'm telling y'all, it changed the game. So I will see y'all in another video. Thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure you all like, comment, and subscribe. And comment down below how your trading month is going so far. Are you profitable? Are you at break even? Are you losing? Like, what's going on? As you're typing what's going on with your P&L this month, ask yourself, have I really locked in and followed my rules this month? Have I even created a set of rules? Do I have a set of rules? Do I know what they are? So thank y'all so much for watching. I will see y'all in another video. Peace out. Bye. My bad, y'all. I had to interrupt. I wanted to show y'all my trade I just took today on Monday. It's now the next day. Y'all, the trend is your friend. I'm telling you, it works. The same exact thing happened today. And I just wanted y'all to look at it real quick. This was our all-time high, right? Price started to sell off. This was the sell-off all this morning. 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Price is here around 8 o'clock, 9 a.m., right? Price found the support. I marked up the support. If price could start breaking structure to the upside, I will then look to take positions. And guess what? Price started creating a pattern for me. We broke structure. There was actually a demand right here that I missed. Cool. Stayed patient. Price created a new zone, broke structure, held my zone, no candles closing the zone. And that was literally all she wrote, right? Got out of the trade. I had marked this up as well. And I see this is now cooked up and played out. Y'all, the trend is your friend. Find a system, find a process, and just stick with it, y'all. All right, I'm done for real. Peace and love. I'll see y'all later.